Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? This is another edition of the BU podcast. I guess we can kind of call this a bonus edition because hey, me and Lavelle want to get on this mics for some recent happenings. As y'all already can see, y'all can see our socials at the bottom of the screen. If you don't know it, I'm Ashley underscore BU BU forever. Follow the BU podcast page at BU underscore crew forever. I had to think about that. I forget. Forever. It's at the bottom. It's scrolling at the bottom as well too. But you see, I got my boy. I got Lavelle here as well too. Um, and we getting on these mics today because, and we got on here so quickly because we were on the phone discussing the recent Antonio Brown happenings. Okay. The recent Antonio Brown happenings. If you haven't seen or you've been sitting on the rock or you're in Japan, such as me and Lavelle, I actually saw it first on Instagram this morning, stating that the first thing that I saw was that this was the first thing that I saw was stating that Coach Bruce Arians, had stated to the media that Antonio Brown is no longer a Buck. So I was like, well, what the fuck's going on? All right. So one of my guys hit me on Facebook. He was like, how did you not see what was going on? I was like, hey, bro, give me a break. Like I'm in Japan. Like I'll jump on Instagram. So I gotta, I don't see it on TV. We don't get it on TV or nothing like that. So we gotta look and dig through stuff to go find, what's going on. Lavelle can vouch for that as well. So, you know, saw the situation. Okay. And to be quite honest, I said, okay, typical AB. Then man didn't hurt nobody. The way people was talking about before I saw it, I thought he, threw blows on somebody or, I don't know, uh, threw a rock at a stand, at a fan in the stands, or threw a football at somebody's head. No, from what I saw, and I don't know. This is the only portion you see too. You don't even see anything before this. From what I see now, from clips I've seen, you see him take off his shoulder pads, just like he's in the locker room. He takes them off. Okay, so I'm still waiting for like the violence or the disrespect or something like that. So he takes off his shoulder pads. He puts them on the ground. Okay, he takes off his undergarment, his Under Armour. Okay, then I believe if I'm thinking of the sequence correctly, maybe Lavelle could correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I could pull up the YouTube video on the side while Lavelle's talking. Um, he looks to the crowd. I think he says something to somebody on the team behind him. Throws up a peace sign, not a middle finger, no type of obscene gesture, and he runs off the field. And then threw his gloves in the stand. He threw his gloves in the stands, which I mean, if you get hit by a glove and you're hurt, then you're a pretty soft motherfucker, right? But I don't, I don't think you throwing your gloves in the stands because football players and players throw shit in the stands all the time. So I don't know why that was the issue.
There's only written rule for a fine is throwing the football in the stands, from my knowledge. So he didn't throw a football, so he cool with the fine on that.
Yeah, you're correct, Lavelle. I heard that from one of the announcers as well too. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out what, why are we up in arms about this again? Because it's AB. Like what? We know AB. We know AB the professional athlete, and he's a hell of an athlete at that, which is his job. You know, um, that. So before we really get into it, that's the spiel at first. Vail, you want to go ahead and pick it up?
Oh man, it was yeah, like I said, like you said, you hit me up. I had seen a little piece of it, but I think the biggest takeaway is like he's an athlete. Like, and what it's an athlete? An athlete overall is an entertainer. That's why you watch these individuals on TV. Um, that's why you look for them to have an entertaining game, right? That's why they get paid millions of dollars. So, in my personal opinion, I think AB is really good for the NFL. Like I said, actually, I think this individual, his antics on and off the field, creates a storyline better than what WWE can write at any day of the week. I
Big
mean,
facts.
if you watch Heels, which is on like Stars, it's about wrestling. One brother has a tough time writing these storylines that continue to keep the audience, engaged and involved in the storyline. But AB has like created this thing that the NFL needed, because NFL is constantly, like, me personally, it's just about the franchise. There's never been like a really controversial Dennis Rodman type player. And you can't have too many of them. Too many of them, anything is not good. But AB, his a lot of things that goes on with him, it's not good to have everybody doing that. But one AB is good for the NFL, I think. Um, I did he do something wrong? I wasn't in the conversation now on the team. But what we're not going to do is be childish and call people names. I'm just laughing at it because I think everyone's quit their job before, and from what it looked like to me, he quit his job. It wasn't the Bucks fired him; he quit. I was telling Ash, like, before, I've quit a job, and what I did was, yeah, when the owner of the restaurant looked at me crazy, said something, da da da, I forgot what it was to this day, and I gave him this look. I have this thing with my eyes when I look at you. Either you could tell I like you, or I'm ready to take your head off. So anyway, he felt some type of way, so he told the chef. The chef and the waitress called me in there, and they started talking to me crazy, way out the side of their neck. Mind you, there's a lot of issues going on. The reason why I'm looking at everybody crazy, because I was promised money that I wasn't being given, and these people are making bukus of money, and we still haven't resolved it. But they tried to do the flip mind game by trying to belittle you to make you to assert their authority back over you. And I was like, nah, I'm not having it. I did what AB did. After they finished talking, I said nothing. I took my apron off, I balled it up, put it on the chair, and walked out. And they looked confused. I mean, you gave your 2 cents, I gave mine, and I was done. Like, I've had enough. I spoke to you like an intelligent, articulate individual. I wasn't name calling you. I wasn't threatening you in any way. I just had questions that you weren't answering. Then you look to assert your power, your authority over me. So guess what I did? I remember this was a relationship that I agreed upon and you agreed upon. It was a two-way street. It was not slavery. This is a partnership. And I chose to remove myself from a toxic partnership. And I think too many times, like, why I really want to talk about this AB situation is I want to talk about the narrative that black men, straight black men, face. We are the villain in every story. And we are the villain without a voice. And why I say the villain, we're the villain, the victim without a voice. I don't know, triple V, it's probably can go very deep. But at the end of the day, we don't know the story. We just saw AB.
You don't know the story,
You
man.
don't know what was said before the game, after the game. This ain't the time to call a man idiot. This ain't the time to be like,
No,
he's stupid.
no, none of that, bro. And for anybody out there listening that's probably already thinking, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's making all that money. Shannon Sharp has said it many a time, on Undisputed, his show, and things like that. And we've all been in these situations, black men, black women, and I know, and when someone say some sideways shit to you the wrong way, that can snap you. Majority of the time, you probably gonna handle that face front and center. Period. Period. You gonna snap back.
And what if he had to just hauled off and hit whoever he had a beef with? Y'all would be like, oh, he's wrong for hitting him. What did he do? He removed himself from the situation. If he was in a relationship with a woman and he chose to hit, he had choices. Sit there, take it. That's abuse in yourself. Why would you sit there and get beat up verbally, mentally, emotionally in a situation and you're done? Everybody would say, well, he should have just kept his uniform on. Da 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 da. Why? Let them control the narrative? No. What AB has done right now is done one of the powerful things what I said about being a villain without a voice. Right now, the whole world is waiting to hear what AD has to AB, not AD, AB has to say. And he's going to be able to control the narrative. If he had walked off with his jersey, and then after the game they said AB's no longer with us, they would then be able to control the story and say, "Day, such and such happened. This and this and this happened." But by moving the way he did, a lot of people are like, well, no, he's going to control the narrative, and the people that rock with him gonna wait to hear his side of the story. A lot of people never rock with him because one thing about America, I don't care what nobody say to this day. I lived in America for 20 plus years. A black man is guilty until proven innocent. I'm gonna
all
say it
day.
again. We are guilty until proven innocent. And you'll tell me like that's BS, blase, blase. I've never smoked weed, never been out there committing crimes, never sold drugs, none of this shit, right? And I say this passionately. But I've been snatched up before by the cops. I've been told to stand there and let people ride by and figure out, oh, did he commit a crime? And you guys would be like, well, because maybe how you was dressed. Guys, I've never really dressed hip hop. I've never been a person to sag. I don't wear chains. I don't. I got twists in my head. I don't did this when I got to Japan because it's Japan. I can do what I want. In America, if I'm walking around with dreads, yeah, I'm gonna be in every lineup that happens.
Very
And
likely.
once again, we're guilty until proven innocent. So if you really a real human being with a heart and a mind, I mean, let the man stay innocent until proven guilty, and vice versa with the league. And just know, wow, this is all we can say. Their relationship is not good or wasn't good because it's terminated. So
Totally agreed. As Lavelle stated, it looked like to me, baby quit. I love to me. Yeah, he didn't talk to no coaches before he walked off the field. He didn't talk to nobody. Took your shit off, walked off the field. And that was it. And everything in the media said, Bruce Arians stated, oh, yeah, he's no longer a buck.
Bruce didn't have a choice. Once again, the master love that say he controlled the narrative.
Yeah, they do. They love that shit. And
It's just like I'm just gonna try and take it off court. But a lot of people say white man let us go out of slavery. I think black people was already done with slavery and they just had no choice but to let it go. Case in point, too many people were running away, too many revolts were happening. The experiment had failed. It's like literally a labor union, guys. Does does when employees come together and create this union of some sorts, did the employer decide to be a better employer or did the employees decide to take their power back and show that they didn't like the situation? It's B, guys. It's B, and this in life in relationships is always this big tug of war, and AB just proved to everybody that he doesn't need to be part of a hive, the hive mind. He's like, yo, I'm gonna take care of me 24/7 because he know the league. He know the league. It will spit you, chew you up, and spit you out.
a lot of these brothers do, but will never directly admit to it. Will never directly admit to it. And let me play devil's advocate real quick. And somebody on Facebook, actually, a good friend of mine went to school with, I kind of rebutted on this, but it's not. Everybody likes to look to me. I know there have to be some gray in some things. I remember one of my friends always discussed this. But with some things, you just got to be black and white. Like either you did something or you didn't do something. Okay, so I think not even what 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 3 weeks ago. I don't remember when it was. It wasn't too long ago that we catch Thomas Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, greatest athlete in sports history, no doubt. 7 Super Bowls, hell of an athlete. Cool, whatever. That's what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? But he's on the sideline and he's in a hissy fit and upset. And has this device. I think I remember saying it was a Microsoft Surface, and he just flings it, tosses it like it's a piece of paper. Oh, people do that. I've seen that all the time. But is it wrong? Is it right though? Is it okay? Is it okay? No, it's not. It's not okay to take something like that that the organization has bestowed a call among the players to use to review plays, look at plays, or whatever it so may be they do on it, and fling it around. Was that in part of their meeting when they received the devices, or was that part of the stipulations when they were handed over to the team? Like, yeah, you know, in the case you get angry, yeah, you could just flip this and fling it. That's fine. But nobody says nothing. No announcer or no um political activist or whomever is highlighting that. Nobody is highlighting that. Oh, Tom Brady flipped the Microsoft Surface. Oh, he's such an idiot. If anything, to me, that's an idiot move. Oh, but why? Because they can just what buy another one like that. Is that what it is? Again, Antonio Brown took your shit off, walked off the field. Ain't bother nobody.
I thought it was beautiful. I think everybody should walk off in 2022. Why? The government told you to stay indoors. Why don't everybody just say, "Oh, stay indoors"? How about everybody just quit? If everybody quit their job, hmm, see how that work? But and nothing gets destroyed. No riots. No nothing. A peaceful.
Can't do nothing.
It was a peaceful protest. It was a peaceful protest. A peaceful protest. A peaceful. How would you say? He quit very peacefully in the AB way. That means he loves attention. We know that. What's wrong with loving attention? If AB didn't love attention the way he did, he wouldn't be making millions of dollars. He wouldn't be in NFL as a wide receiver because that is like that's the attention position, and
And
you need to make a brand for yourself.
no doubt. And don't get me wrong, I've heard that he's done some wild shit uh in his time, which may deal with mental illness. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. I ain't diagnosed the man, but apparently one of my friends said at some point he threw a couch off his balcony or something and almost had a toddler or something like that. I ain't hear that news. But if he did, that really ain't right. Now that's but
Was it his couch?
that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, AB, if you did that shit, you foul, brother. But with this situation, you did nothing but walk off the field.
I'm gonna just say this: I done seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life. I seen a man burn his whole own car up to keep his wife from taking it. And the cops showed up and they looked. It was a brand new car, y'all. It was brand new. It was beautiful. And he went outside. She said, "I'm leaving." He said, "That's my car." She said, "I'm leaving." My neighbor, one of my best friend's dad, and we was playing ball, and we heard it happen. We ran down the road. Was like, "That's your mom and dad fighting." And we sat there and watched. That man took that gas and burnt his own car up. And sure as day, I thought like, man, his dad gonna go to jail. And when the cops showed up, she said, "Arrest him, arrest him." I mean, the car's on fire, y'all. It blew up and everything. And I'm like, and the cop said, he didn't do anything wrong other than uh, they gave him a ticket for burning something without a permit. That's it. Because at the end of the day, the man went inside, got the papers. When the cop showed up, he had the papers. He said, "This is my car. I can do whatever I want." They said, they couldn't arrest him. They just gave him a ticket for burning it. And I was like, and that changed my perspective on law and many things. With law and right or wrong, the world of black and white, If it's yours, it's yours. You do what you want with it. Ain't no right or wrong. It's yours. You are God over that. You decide what you want to do with it. If it's not yours, keep your nose out of it. At the end of the day, that was AB's career. That's his life. If that man see fit to quit, he can quit. If he decide to stay, he stay. The one thing is, are you a true AB supporter? Either you down for him or you not. That man could have had an epiphany and said, you know what, I quit. I'm finna go open a pizza chains or go jump in with Rick Ross and open a bunch of wing spots. Like, you don't know. He could have just looked at his phone and been like, you know what, I just sold a bunch of NFTs and I'm a billionaire now and just quit. We don't know. But what you do know is if you love the man and support him, man, keep rocking with him. And if you a hater and don't like him, keep being a hater. And if it make you feel good, and let's see how far that take you in life. Because hating on somebody, get money and enjoy their life and be you or being themselves to the fullest. I mean, that's not gonna get you anywhere. So just be supportive, man. I really want to get back to the my main point, Ash, is how quick. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. A guy named Roland Martin. Martin. I follow him on Facebook. I really don't like a lot of stuff he said, but after this, I really don't rock with old dude no more. He said, I'm gonna read to you. I had to screenshot this. And Buddy said, you know who Roland Martin is? Ashley?
He's the correspondent on CNN. He's one of those political correspondents for CNN, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
And he
okay.
said, like,
Yeah.
man, I told y'all. He said this at like 10 hours ago. It was anyway. Buddy said, I told y'all AB at AB 84 was an idiot. He called AB an idiot, guys. The Buccaneers should go clear out his locker and make him buy his own ticket home. The GM should announce his release from the team right now. That team has bent over backwards for this fool. Wow. So much smoke for a brother. So much smoke for a situation that has nothing to involve your money. So much smoke. Like if it don't involve my money, my family, my people, yo, I don't care. If you're a
Bucking
Buccaneers
into the
fan, yeah.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna rewind this. If you're a Buccaneers fan,
Yeah.
you could be pissed.
Yeah, you can because you just lost a great receiver.
You lost great receiver, and then one guy even said something so funny. He said, "Man, I just bought your jersey for Christmas."
See, that's how people should be taking it. That's dope right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I was like, okay, I understand why you mad because that affects your pockets. It's like you walking around with a jersey on the game and everybody mad at.
so you bought
You
all
can't
this
even wear the jersey, man. I mean, see, something that involve your money. If you didn't put money on that game, if you ain't got no money, like I need to know why you pissed. And if you're just mad at him because you feel like he wasting the opportunity, every opportunity ain't a good opportunity for everybody. I really want people to think about that. Like, there's been time Michael Jordan was talking about being cut from his basketball team and then moving on. And you think about it, maybe him being cut pushed him that much harder to become the greatest player that we ever seen on the court. But if he had always had green lights throughout his life, he never would have became the great player, you know. Just like when billionaires become bankrupt. If they've never been bankrupt that one or two times, they never would have rethought and restructured their business to be successful and become billionaires. And just like you quit or you have this toxic thing, I mean, you don't see how these downfalls can catapult you. So to call him an idiot, to defame this, and remember, young people are watching this. So now you just basically telling young people, whenever you see somebody do something you don't like, just call them an idiot.
Yep. That's what you doing.
And we call ourselves adults. We need to be like a lot more mindful of our words. I'm not gonna call Roland Martin an idiot. I'm just gonna say he need to become he need to be a little bit he need to become more responsible with this platform and learn that his words carry weight, and he needs to remember that social media, although they can take your account down, That stuff's up there forever, and there's such thing as screenshot because I got it in my phone, and if I save this, it's there forever.
No doubt.
So going out there calling people idiots and blase, blah, like, bro, we supposed to be past that. If we don't run around here and call people, uh, the old terms for like these people used to say, what retard. People used to call people fags and da da da. All these different derogatory terms, right? We're done with that. And one another term we're gonna get, I hope, is looking at somebody and calling them something like an idiot, and nothing, no damage was done. I wish America would keep the same smoke for drunk drivers. Keep that same smoke for drunk drivers. All the deaths we have in America from drunk drivers, from gun violence, from all the other things we got going on, and we mad at people call a person an idiot for quitting their job, who probably got millions stuck away somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. This just in from my Facebook comment from my Facebook feed on commenting on Antonio Brown. This is my friend again. And if you're listening, shout out to you. We all good. This is just good conversation. His actions hurt his team. They still came back to win it, but he was a valuable member on the offense and he quit on them mid game. Once again, what was said to AB? What was said to AB? He been good all the way up to this point. Is nobody realizing that? It's not like he came out game one. He hasn't caused any issues. Nothing. Can I recall? If I recall, right? He hasn't done anything up to this point, right?
They want AB to be the Dennis Rodman of the NFL, bro. Case in point about the vaccination card, right? You got Aaron Rodgers. He's like, I'm not getting vaccinated, right? This cat says to hopefully have less controversy, he has some way come up with a fake vaccination card, right? And instead of like, and many other players, right? They said it was more players, but AB was the most high profile. And they used him for the face of this thing. And every time you say AB name, they bring this up. And once again, the vaccination and his medical history should not be disclosed to the media. We shouldn't even know this dude vaccination status. I think the whole world has forgotten this. You should not know people's medical history. You should know their status, their history. I shouldn't be able to, like, people really got this messed up, bro. I should not know you had 4 abortions.
Exactly. I.e. Chadwick Boseman. He should never got out until he passed away. Because you know why? It's not supposed to get out. That's his business. That's his health. And whoever he want to share it with. So why is it that
This should be between his doctor and maybe his employer of some way, shape, or form. And that should not be available to the media. And then we just use these people as like face to defame them and like this, yo, humanity is just falling. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Like SOS save humanity. That's what I want to call this episode.
Yeah, pretty much. That's very true, man. Then why he had to be the face of it?
Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is not being pushed around saying like, oh, he's an idiot because he doesn't want to get vaccinated.
And this we live in, man. And the other thing that you stated on the phone, Bill, that you made a good point about, like as I stated in the beginning, a lot of people on social media, all of a sudden, everybody's an expert in something in social media, right? So this mental health condition, CFT, I believe it is CFT, and I had to look it up because everybody. I ain't never heard about this mental term ever until case in point. Got to put somebody's face on it until Antonio Brown, and his. tell you the truth, his walk off didn't even look mental. It just looked like he was like, "Fuck this team." To me, it's like he's like, "Well, fuck this team," based on whatever was said to him on that field. Who knows? That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a cat who's fed up with some shit, and he's like, two
Yo,
fingers.
I just had this premonition, kind of like, it might sound crazy. I think he was talking to I think he was talking to Tom. He was like, "Yo, pass me the ball, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm hot out there, bro. They can't stop me." And Brady, he being cocky. He like, "Bro, we won't even, bro. I ain't gonna throw you nothing, man." Probably said something like, "We don't even need you. We good without you." And like, huh? He probably said something. Somebody said
Knowing
something
Tom
foul around
Brady,
those lines.
knowing Tom Brady, that could be the case.
It could have been like, "Bro, I got rings before you." I'm telling you,
I'm
yo.
sick and tired. Yeah, just to jump off tangent. I'm sick and tired of people walking around like people think Tom Brady is this poster boy, white boy that don't probably don't say no halfway sideways bullshit. So because I know some people want Tom Brady when they say that. What? Come on, man. The dude got 7 Super Bowls, and he throwing that rock and starting over 40 years old, and he white. Don't like I don't. I'm not trying to hear that. He could have very well may said what Javale just said. I
Bro,
got rings before
remember
you.
that's why a lot of them cats left Pittsburgh. They said Roethlisberger and the whole squad out there, the management and coaches, they move like that. They talk to you like, "Bro, we don't even need you. We got Roethlisberger, bro." So that's why everybody,
I,
AB and other dude and a couple more cats, everybody be trying to get up out of there or just keep their head down, because basically it's a well-known fact, and I don't know if y'all ever been ever with any organization like this, where there's like one worker that the company mess with, and they don't really mess with nobody else. All the rest of y'all disposable. And real talk, that's like a real toxic workplace, because you don't feel value. And in a way, you don't feel value is a place where you can't really see yourself growing, because you can be uprooted at any moment. So why would you attempt to become deeply rooted? See how that go? And be fruitful in a way and share your fruits with that land or that soil, because they'll just snatch you up and throw you and cast you away in a moment. So you like it's a much bigger issue, but I think that's why, like, when I talk about this, the NFL itself is very how would you say, this weird little world. But what's even more weirder is how society's acting towards this situation and even this individual. How he's always guilty until proven innocent. He's used for the face of anything that can be wrong, but somehow he's like an scapegoat for everything. And but when you look at how much damage he's caused, you like, he hurt anybody physically? He cussed anybody out? I mean, so what did he do?
the same question I'm asking, and even if it is his mental health, which it could be, he's a football player. I mean, football players usually retire, pretty bang, beat up, and battered. Um, after their careers. It's a rough sport.
Oh yeah, it's a
And
bad rough sport. So I was telling Ash, I said, was it football kind of stupid? And then I know everybody laughing like, "What you mean kind of stupid?" Like, I like football too, but a lot of people ask me why I never played. I'm a pretty big guy or whatever. And everybody's like, "Why you never play football?" And I was like, all you had to do is get hit a couple times and watch people get broken up. And I'm like, nah. And then you get older and you find out about, like he's talking about, having multiple concussions and then having brain damage. And then I just seen a lot of people with limps. So my father had a business growing up, construction.
mhm,
And most of his employees were like great athletes. So the reason why I played baseball, I could play different sports, a lot of his people played professionally, like AAA baseball teams and stuff like that, right?
yeah,
And some of them played for the Braves for a short stint.
hmm
And the main thing I learned was sports injuries. And then some guys were great at football players, but they got hurt in college. And they were really great high school, got college, got broke up. And what I noticed was their limps and their broken bones.
Yeah.
And so, like one of the baseball players, he got hurt playing basketball, which like he came down, played a pickup game with some folks, got hurt, ending his whole career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I was always educated on from a very young age was like how sports can like affect you in the long term. Um, and then when you look at football, it just has this high ceiling for like pretty much if you make the NFL, you really did hit the lottery. You really did to avoid all those injuries and come out unscathed and still be able to perform at a high uh perform very highly. And then like you said, to make it like Shannon Sharp, he that's a blessed dude. That's all I gotta say. Cause all the helix he took and he can sit up there and like he can still talk, brother can walk, yo, my hat's off to you. And you got angels watching you. But for a lot of people, what we don't talk about is how many people have not made it that far.
Mm-hmm. And the ones that you know, head traumas and things like that, which are what a lot of people are saying that AB may already have this CFT, which is called chronic traumatic uh, encephalopathy. Encephalopathy,
Yeah.
and apparently it's just a condition that comes from repeated hits to the head, and things of that nature. It says diagnosis is made only at autopsy. Now this is what this says. So apparently you can't based on this.
I think they can do
Like,
it through a CT scan because
yeah.
like the reason why everybody knows so much about it because of the Will Smith made a movie playing the character of a doctor who discovered this and like discovered it and was trying to like bring it to everybody's attention. So by Will Smith making that movie, it brought out a lot of it to the light. The NFL spoke about it briefly. That's why they have all these targeting hits now, like these targeting flags and penalties and things of that nature. And there's been a lot talked about teaching kids how to properly tackle things of that nature. So by Will Smith doing that movie, being part of that movie, being such a high caliber actor, it has brought a lot of that to awareness of parents. And I think that was the main reason that I remember a lot of people talking about it was saying like if you look at inner city kids, they normally gravitate towards sports, right? And then you look at the low performing, look at low performing grades, it could possibly sometimes be connected. And a lot of these young boys do get concussions, but by being poor and not having proper medical attention or staffing around you, a lot of those concussions go undiagnosed, diagnosed, and basically overlooked. And these boys might get to high school and might have already had multiple concussions, and nobody's really addressing it. So to be once again to make it that far to the NFL, it's no telling how many concussions you have had or really big head traumas you've had.
That's true. I mean, you don't know all the way up until the NFL. Um, I mean, like, yeah, some cats been playing this for some years. So AB all the way through college, high school, he's already had this CFT, or maybe other many other athletes, and all these people are stating that yeah, you look like a CFT meltdown. And I'm like, hmm, hmm.
But
Okay,
I kind of like that people throwing the TFT out because they're giving him benefit of doubt,
that's true.
and by giving him benefit of the doubt, it it's kind of shielding him from just saying like what Roland Martin said was like, oh, he's just an idiot. And it's like, oh, maybe he just had like, maybe he's not doing good. That's basically what people are saying when I hear CFT. Maybe he's not doing good mentally. And a lot of people look at like right now, what's it's so funny. We just had the Great Reset, and they called the Great what do they call that? Also, everybody's quitting their job. The
Great
Great
resignation,
Resignation. The
Yeah.
Great Resignation, and we trying to clown AB. Everybody and mama quit their job worldwide, and we tripping on this dude. It was
AB
like,
obviously can't. Like
hey,
I wonder what the narrative would have been if he just walked off. Like if he just walked off, like you said, with his pads on, He didn't trade all them like but he didn't even do nothing to the He just threw up the deuces like I'm out. But if he just walked off, then I would be searching for like would he still be called an idiot? Would he still be called this? And that and the other. You know what I mean?
I think I think he would still go the same way because when he left Pittsburgh, they made him out to be like a toxic and a lot of other issues. And then what's the other guy that left with him? The running back left shortly after. Uh, can't remember his name right now, but he played with the Jets for a little bit.
Le'Veon. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell was. Yeah, Le'Veon
Okay.
Bell was. Yep.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. When Le'Veon Bell left, it was kind of they both were just basically talking about the organization. And at the end of the day, man, every company, biggest thing when they hire HR professionals and media personnel is basically to control the narrative for the team, keep them in good light, ensure that they're in control of their own ship. ABs and Le'Veon Bells have unveiled dysfunctional organizations and highlighted that like some organizations only care about a select few and ignore the rest. And that's something that NFL as a company does not like because NFL is unlike the NBA does not sell individuals, it sells a franchise, it sells organizations like the Bucks, the Patriots, things of that nature. NBA sell you individuals. That's why most NBA fans do not have a specific team, they have players they follow. I don't know if a lot of people ever thought about that, but yeah,
True.
most people love certain players in the NBA.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that to our attention as well. But that's very true. And at the end of the day, however y'all want to call it, and I think we'll kind of bring our closing thoughts on this note. Antonio Brown was just being himself. Be you. I don't think any mental nothing had anything to do with this. I believe it had to do with some slick shit that was said to him. You know, maybe trying to deface his manhood or whatever. As a man, as all men know, we all have we set our boundaries, man. Like you're not about to talk to me like that. I'm just about to stand here. And if any man listening to this, you just ain't gonna turn the other cheek on that. You're gonna handle that shit right there. You're gonna handle that. And like I said, outside of the whole COVID non-vaccination shit, which is a bunch of bullshit, Antonio Brown ain't done nothing to this game. Ain't done nothing. We're coming to the end of the season. Ain't done nothing. And he does this. So let's just think about it like that. Why now? We're coming to the end of the season. You about to go into the playoffs. Apparently, I don't know how true this is. Apparently, he was coming up on this bonus or something like that. And they're trying to maybe he didn't give a shit about that bonus. Whatever was said. And he could be it's his money. As Lavelle said, it's his money, his life, his career. And what was said to him on that field was very disrespectful to him to the point where he took off his shoulder pads very nicely and politely, sat him on. He didn't like. I thought he was gonna throw them motherfuckers when he took them off. Like when I was watching the video, no, he just sat him on the ground, sat him down, took off his shirt. I'm out. I'm done with this because whomever Aaron's Brady was probably Brady. I'm almost sure it's probably Brady because he probably already felt the whole time he got this long leash on him because he spoke up for him. He spoke for him and brought him onto the team. So to him, it wasn't AB's talent that brought him back. It was Brady's voice Now let's not forget that it was Brady's voice that got him back on the bus. So my closing thoughts is this: let that man be. He got millions of dollars. He don't care. It's his money, his life. As Lavelle stated, running around talking about people idiots and all this mess, whatever. People diagnosing this man like they psychologists and brain surgeons and neuropathy, specialists and all that on CT. Come on, man. Case all in all, that man quit his job. Just like any other person that probably quit their job before at some point. Got fed up. Then dip. That's my closing thoughts, man. Lavelle.
You said it very beautiful, sir. Like all those labels you giving him are just boxes, and I think AB does not want to be boxed in, and basically told what to do, and he got tired of it and just said, you know what, I felt left out of the Great Resignation, and I'm gonna be the last one. I'm gonna be the first one to do it in 2022. So
That's a bet, brother. Well, man. Well, with that being said, I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, man. We appreciate y'all checking in with us. If you dropped in on the live feed, or if you're gonna check us out on the YouTube later, is always much appreciated. So, with that being said, wherever you're at in the world, morning, noon, and night, remember to always be you. And we out of this motherfucker. Peace.
appreciate it. These folks getting